Welcome to your second Shape Up coaching lesson for circles. After watching the video lesson and listening to the Shape Up subconscious audio recording that goes with it, every day for 1 week, you're going to have a whole new perspective on your value and self-esteem. This is important because low self-esteem and fear you aren't good enough is creating many of the problems in your relationships. The truth is, everyone on the planet has some fear of failure in play, to some degree every day. And this bugger of a fear really hinders our ability to show up for others. It makes us needy for validation and approval from others. It keeps us focused on ourselves and what we need to feel good, and it can make us selfish. Fear of failure affects your relationships because it keeps you worried about proving your value and protecting yourself from insults or criticism, and you don't end up giving others what they need. This is why working on your self-worth and eliminating your fear of failure is the single greatest thing you can do for your relationships. As you become more secure about your worth, you'll get less offended, less often, and you'll be more emotionally mature and balanced. Do you remember in lesson 1 where we taught you the 2 states or sides, and that every minute of every day you're functioning in one of these 2 states? You have a balanced state, and when you're here, you focus on others and you are your best. And then you have your unbalanced, fearful state where your bad behavior comes out. In this lesson, we're going to teach you a simple technique for shrinking your fear of failure and staying in your balanced state even when situations trigger your fear. And when you use this simple, easy technique, you're going to feel safer in the world and better about yourself, and all your relationships will improve. The secret lies in understanding what creates a fear of not being good enough to begin with. You have fear of failure every day because of a core foundational belief that you picked up as a small child. Do you know the difference between a belief and a truth? Truths can be proven and they don't ever change. Beliefs, they're more flimsy. They can be easily changed whenever you learn something new. Let me give you an example. Some of us have a subconscious belief that says skinny people are better than larger people. Now, is that fact or a belief? Now, some people think it's fact because so many people think it's true. Larger people are even discriminated against and often feel less valuable than smaller people. But we still think it's a belief or perspective because it can't be proven as truth. And you could easily believe the opposite is true too. And that might feel better and create better results in your life. We call this changing your policy on something. And we're going to teach you how to change lots of your policies and procedures on many different beliefs. Today we're going to focus on one simple foundational belief that creates your fear of failure. We call this belief a foundational belief because it's deep in your subconscious and it lies underneath many of your other beliefs, and it forms the foundation of how you see yourself and your world. Are you ready to learn it? The simple belief that makes you afraid that you're not good enough every day is the idea that your value as a human being can change. Now think about this. You believe your value can go up and down, that it's changeable. You believe if you could just lose weight, make more money, drive a better car, get a better house, your value would go up and you could finally feel good about yourself. And in this place, you might even subconsciously feel better than other people. But if you believe your value can go up, you also can believe it can go down. Now this means that you believe if you gain weight, lose money, lose your job or make a mistake, then your value will also go down. And you would even feel less valuable or below other people. And because you believe your value can go up and down, you also have to believe that some people are better or more valuable than other people. Because these beliefs go together. You can't have one without the other. If you believe human value can go up and down, you also believe some people are better than other people. You also have picked up a belief that your changing value is based on these 4 things. Your appearance, how good you look. Your performance, how well you do everything that you do. Your property, how nice your things are. And last, the opinions of other people, how popular or how liked you are. Now take a minute and ask yourself, where are you trying to earn a sense of value? Which one of these things do you stress about? Which are you weaker or stronger in? Can you see that basing your value on these 4 things means your value is changing every day? And as long as you believe that human value can change, no matter how hard you try to gain your value, by improving yourself in those 4 areas, you will always find people out there who look better, perform better, have better stuff, or have more friends, or who are more popular than you. And no matter what you do, you will always feel you aren't good enough. The simple belief that human value can change is the real reason you are afraid of failure. The reason you get offended, scared and grouchy every day. So the answer to finally fixing your self-esteem and finally feeling really good about yourself, it lies in changing this foundational belief. We would like to suggest you adopt a new policy on human value and even choose to trust this new belief and see it as fact. After all, you did that with the old belief. You accepted it as fact even though it wasn't provable or creating good things in your life. Since you're going to choose a perspective one way or another, we suggest you adopt the belief that human value can't change, ever, and that all human beings have the exact intrinsic value, no matter what they do, how they look, what they own, or who likes them. This amazing new belief would mean you can't earn more value. You can't be better than other people, but you also can't lose it or be less than other people. All you can be is different, a different shape with different strengths and weaknesses, but always of equal value. Different, but always equal. Get it? Imagine what life could look like if you believe this. When you made a mistake before, you let it affect your value. You beat yourself up over it. You let it make you feel less valuable than others. If you gained weight, lost your job, got dumped, you attached meaning to these experiences. You let them mean that you had less value. Now, with this new belief that your value and the value of all people is infinite, absolute, and unchangeable, when you make a mistake now, it doesn't change your value at all. If you gain weight, lose your job, you can say, well, this is an interesting experience. I'm sure glad it doesn't change my value. You can let every experience be a lesson and teach you something, but through it all, you can choose to believe you still have the same value as everyone else. This is simple, right? The problem is, though it's simple, it isn't easy. You've had that faulty, fear-producing belief that your value could change for a long time. You've had lots of years of practice, comparing yourself with others, feeling better or worse than them. So now you're really good at fear of failure. And that fear of failure monster in your head feels real. It's scary, and when it gets triggered, it takes over. But remember, your fear of failure monster is actually a belief, and beliefs aren't real. They're just an illusion. Just like monsters, they're not real either. Your fears are not real. They're just thoughts and ideas. The fear of failure monster is actually just a figment of your imagination. You can't fail unless you believe you can fail. If you believe you're bulletproof, your value can't change, you can't fail, and you can't feel less than anyone else. You can shrink your fear of failure monster to nothing anytime you want, just by choosing your value can't change. And that all human beings, no matter their shape, have the same value. And as soon as you do this, failure isn't possible. This new belief is going to take a little time to shrink though. But with 30 years of coaching experience working with thousands of people, we can promise you this works. Just by changing this one fundamental belief, it will totally change your self-esteem, and faster than any other technique on the planet. It works because you're changing that foundational belief that's caused the fear in the first place. But there's one catch. For this new belief to work, you have to make it true for everyone, not just you, which means you have to stop judging other people. If you want to get that fear of failure monster out of your head, you must give up judgment towards other people completely. This can be hard for many shapes to do. Being judgmental of others just comes easily. But if you want to shrink your own fear of failure, you must change the way you determine the value of all human beings across the board. You must give up on all judgment of others and let everyone around you, regardless of their behaviour, be good enough with the same unchangeable value that you have. Seeing others as the same as you can be really hard for some shapes, but your current subconscious belief about what gives a human being value must change if you want to improve your own self-esteem. To help you really change your foundational belief, we put together a powerful Shape Up subconscious audio recording that you can access from this app, and you'll listen to the I Am Good Enough recording 3 times a day for a week. It's going to help you change this core belief and eliminate that fear in your subconscious mind. Now, the people who listen to these amazing science and psychology-based audio recordings daily, they find their fear of failure gets smaller, their self-esteem gets better and fast. We recommend that you listen to the Lesson 2 audio recording 3 times a day for 1 week before moving on. Then you'll be able to access more Shape Up coaching lessons to help you become your best and improve your relationships. And Lesson 3 is going to knock your socks off. This lesson helps you shrink the fear of loss, which makes you feel hard done by, offended and mistreated. So don't miss that lesson next. Make sure you keep practicing choosing to see your value as unchangeable all day, every day. You've got to do it every day. Everything that happens today, remind yourself it doesn't change your value. Go to your personal portal now and listen to the Shape Up subconscious audio recording, I Am Good Enough, for the first time right now.